What is going on, legends? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be diving into a crypto project that is not only just making waves, but could very well be reshaping the financial world as we know it. The ticker I'm talking about is Ondo. Now, they also have an upcoming summit event that's going to give us a glimpse into the future of tokenization. So grab a seat, hit that subscribe button, and let's jump into it. All right, so what exactly is Ondo? In simple terms, Ondo is a cryptocurrency project focused on creating a decentralized platform that integrates blockchain technology with traditional finance. But it's not just another crypto project. What makes Ondo stand out is its vision to tokenize real-world assets like real estate, stocks, and even commodities. Ondo is addressing the long-standing issue of liquidity and accessibility in these markets. They're building a bridge between traditional assets and the decentralized world of crypto. So let's say you wanted a little piece of some Florida property in the States, and this homeowner wanted to sell a little piece of their real estate. You could actually buy that, and it would be represented as a token. Now, this would bypass a ton of things like lawyers and all that stuff because these are smart contracts. It makes it a liquid asset. It's quickly and easily able to sell, a seller and a buyer. Now, let's talk about tokenization and why it's such a big deal. In simple terms, tokenization turns real-world assets into digital tokens, which can be traded, sold, or bought just like cryptocurrency. But here's where it gets really interesting. This could change absolutely everything from the real estate market to the stock market. Hedge funds and financial institutions have been eyeing tokenization as the next big thing. In fact, Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, has publicly acknowledged that blockchain and tokenization assets are going to revolutionize finance. And it's not just JP Morgan. Firms like BlackRock and even Goldman Sachs are exploring ways to tokenize traditional assets. With tokenization, assets like real estate can be fractionalized, meaning you no longer need millions of dollars to invest in a building or property. You could just own a small fraction. This opens up the game to everybody. Small fries, big fries. Now, the liquidity and accessibility of these markets are open to the Joe Blow and everybody. The benefit of liquidity assets that were once illiquid, like real estate, will become far more accessible to the average investor. This means faster trades, lower barrier to entry, and broader market participation. Plus, with blockchain's transparency and security, tokenized assets can be traded globally without need for intermediaries like banks or brokers. Pretty wild, right? Now, Ondo is positioning itself to be at the forefront of this massive shift. Their platform isn't just about creating tokens for real estate or stocks. It's about building a sustainable ecosystem where everyday investors can interact with these assets more easily and efficiently. One of the key players behind Ondo is Nathan Allman, and he actually used to work for Goldman Sachs. He has a history of blending financial expertise with blockchain technology. They're building partnerships with top-tier institutions and leveraging their tech to create solutions that will eventually allow tokenization for just about anything, like fine art, property, cars, or even gold. But here's the thing. Ondo's mission is not just to create more accessible markets. They're also focused on making sure these markets are sustainable, secure, and inclusive. The Ondo Summit happening soon will give us a deeper dive into how they plan to execute all of this. Speaking of the summit, this is an event to keep an eye on. It's where Ondo plans to unveil their roadmap for future tokenization and integration with global finance. Key players from hedge funds, banks, and the crypto world are all coming together to discuss how tokenization will disrupt traditional finance and how Ondo is leading the charge. Expect presentations from leading experts, discussions about regulatory changes, and of course, some big announcements on upcoming Ondo partnerships. This is an event you don't want to miss, especially if you're interested in how tokenization could impact industries like real estate, the stock market, and beyond. So what does this mean for the long term? The reality is tokenization is going to be a fundamental change on how we view ownership. As I mentioned earlier, financial giants like JP Morgan and BlackRock are already jumping on board with the idea, and more traditional markets will follow suit. If you think about it, we already have inefficiencies in the market everywhere. Now, just like Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency, they're already finding tons of things inside of there that are very inefficient and they're saving money. The same way tokenization will do for the financial markets. If you skip the banks, the intermediaries, and the brokers, that actually makes things faster, cheaper, better, more accessible for the average person. In the future, we could see the stock market itself being tokenized, allowing for peer-to-peer trading of shares without going through an exchange like the New York Stock Exchange. Real estate could be fully decentralized, where properties are owned by a pool of token holders, and commodities like gold or oil could be traded seamlessly through tokenized contracts, making them more accessible to anyone with a crypto wallet. Ondo Finance is all about bringing real-world assets, RWAs, on-chain. They've tokenized assets like the US Treasury, OUSG, and high-yield bonds, OTHY, so that crypto users can invest in them without dealing with TradFi bureaucracy. But there is one big issue: liquidity. That's where Flux Finance comes into play. Ondo Finance has actually created this other coin called Flux Finance. And Flux is actually its own separate thing that deals with this liquidity issue. So, what is Flux and how does it work? Flux is Ondo's answer to the liquidity problem. It's a decentralized liquidity layer built specifically for tokenized RWAs. Think of it as the glue that connects these assets with the broader DeFi ecosystem. Here's what it does. So, no waiting for transactions to finalize like TradFi. It has cross-chain liquidity, so Flux helps RWAs move seamlessly between different blockchains. And it has efficiency price discovery, making it easy to trade tokenized assets with fair pricing. Essentially, Flux enhances the usability of RWAs by allowing them to be traded and used across different DeFi protocols. That's a big deal. Now, why should you care? The tokenized asset market is exploding. BlackRock, Franklin, and other TradFi giants are moving in. But without proper liquidity infrastructure, RWAs can't fully integrate into DeFi. Flux solves this problem, making tokenized assets as liquid, as tradable as stablecoins. Now, would Flux possibly be a good coin to buy? Now, as tokenized RWAs expand, Flux could see massive adoption. Flux earns a fee from the liquidity provision and trading activity. So, with Ondo's finance institution partnership, Flux already has a strong foundation. Flux's success depends on RWA adoption and regulatory clarity, so keep that in mind. This could be an absolute monster, but it might take a while to get there. It's a high-risk, high-reward play, but if RWAs take off, this could be a massive, massive winner. So here is Ondo Finance on the front page. Now, as you can see, they have their USDY and their OUSG. And these are how much returns you could have annually from them. There's their APY right on there. Now you can see they have tons of different partnerships. The newest one being Ripple. This is absolutely massive. They have BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, every big player that wants to get tokenized. This is massive. Now, Flux Finance is the intermediary. Basically, Ondo had to create them to fix their liquidity issue. So this one is a hidden little gem that I found. So if you want to find these crazy hidden gems, just like Flux Finance, go to my Discord where there's going to be free alpha given all the time. As these industries continue to embrace blockchain, we'll likely see more financial institutions integrate tokenization into their services. The impact on liquidity, accessibility, and the market efficiency will be game-changing for both investors and everyday consumers alike. So, if you're excited about the future of tokenization and want to learn more about Ondo and what they're building in the future, make sure to like, subscribe for more updates, and of course, let me know what you think in the comments. What industries do you think will be the next big tokenized market? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.